Hey House of Eagles, Miss Lee Martinez here, and if you notice, I'm coming from somewhere different this week. But we are still going to be doing an art lesson, and this week's art lesson is going to be a still life. What's a still life? Well, let's ask someone who might know a little bit more. Hey Alexa, what's a still life?
A still life is a work of art depicting mostly inanimate subject matter, typically commonplace objects which are either natural or man-made. With origins in the Middle Ages and ancient Greco-Roman art, still life painting emerged as a distinct genre and professional specialization in Western painting by the late 16th century, and has remained significant since then.
Let me make it a little easier on you. So a still life is when you gather up a bunch of items, you put them together, and you either take a photograph or you paint or draw what you put together. So you can gather up toys, candy, food, flowers, any items that you want to gather up, put it together, and you can either take a photo of it or you can draw it or paint it. Now, I'm going to show you first some examples. All right, I found some famous artists, and I also found some other pictures online.
Here are some examples of some still lifes. We're going to talk about a famous artist first named Maya Kopitseva, and this is her still life with bananas and her tea service on the green tablecloth. Henri Matisse's most famous still life was the goldfish. Then here we have the Egyptian curtain. And his next most famous, the red interior still life on blue tablecloth. And his still life with oranges. Paul Cézanne is one of the most famous still life artists, and here's his basket of apples. And my favorite, the still life with skull, and his still life with water jug. Now, a few weeks ago, we did a Picasso style drawing. So here's Picasso's still life with flowers and lemons. So if you wanted to do a flower still life, you can do some flowers like this one, a painting. This one is a collage. This next one is chalk on paper. This still life is a painting. It looks like they use their fingerprints for the flowers. This one is flowers on a chair in a vase. Then we can get into some fruits. You can do a banana, get some fruit and stack them together and draw them as you see them. Of course, they don't have to be perfect. And you can even add a background to your picture. Put them in a bowl at a table. Here are some different ideas too. These are with watercolor. You can even photograph, then draw and paint it or color it or whatever materials you want to use. So these are photographs, and they looked at the photograph and drew it. You can also just do photography still life. If you don't want to draw or paint this week, take a picture of something, set it up on a table and take a picture of it. Maybe get some candy together. You can even draw the candy or paint the candy. Here's some lollipops and some M&Ms in a bag. This is a painting. You can even get your toys, set them up to kind of tell a story and take a photograph of that. All right, here's some more toys outside. You can see the focus is on the toys. Here's some other toys set up together with their game console. And some more toys. So whatever you guys want to create this week, you can do a photograph with still life, or you can do a painting or drawing. Have fun.
Those were pretty cool. So next thing I'm going to show you is how I set up my still life, all right?
Here I am setting up my still life. I'm using the window light for my shadows and bright spots, but I'm showing you here you can use the flashlight on your phone to create the different shadows as well. But like I said, I am just using the window light. I start to draw the bowl and different things. I zoomed in a little bit on what I wanted to draw. So I'm only drawing part of the bowl, and I'm putting all my composition on the right side of the page. I like the way that looked. Again, it's your piece. Draw it however you see it, okay? Whatever you set up in front of you. And you can see me erasing as I go because some of the flowers are in different directions. Now I'm showing you the light on the avocado and the lemon, and that's what I'm putting down at the bottom. Now it's really difficult to use these markers to create the bright spots and the shadows. Paint is a lot easier, and even crayon is easy. But I tried my best. You can see that I used light yellow for my bright spots on my lemon. The avocado was a little difficult to get that bright spot, and you can see in my bowl that it has a shadow, so you're just kind of working with shading in here. I drew the designs on the vase. I even traced my vase with the blue, even though the vase is not traced, but I thought it looked better. But again, it is your piece. I left the left side of my page white, I left my background white, and that was just how I did mine. You guys have fun, good luck.
Alright, that video showed you how I drew my still life. I actually used the same composition to do my still life photograph. So here I am putting together my photography still life. And it's going to show you some tricks and ways to do this if you are using an iPad or an iPhone. If you're using your computer to take a picture, or if you are using a different phone, if your parents are letting you use their phone, make sure you look at the different options in there for editing. I will show you mine here.
Okay, this is me showing you how to set up a composition for your still life if you are doing photography. So you can see me here. You can see I'm using an iPad, and the little yellow square is kind of focusing. So I like the composition up top. And you notice if the window is behind whatever you're taking a picture of, the light is going to be dark. So make sure that you don't take your picture with the window in the background. You take the picture where the window is either at the side or in front, because that way all the light will be shining onto your piece. If you don't have a window, use your phone for light or a flashlight. Now I'm just showing you kind of how you can get in there and focus really closely, how you can get some really cool pictures and angles. All right, you don't have to take a picture of the whole thing for your work. You can zoom in on certain spots. Okay, so my favorite is from above the top because I like the way the flowers look. So I'm going to take a couple pictures in this area. There's my first one. I move over just a little bit because, like I said, this is my favorite angle. And you can see the camera focusing. All right, and then you can kind of get in there to see different angles and see what you like the best. All right, have fun. All right, now I'm going to show you how to edit your photo if you are on your iPad. So I went into my photos, I took 4, and I'm going to choose the one that I like the best. This is the one that I like the best. The second one I took, I really like the composition. So I'm going to click on it and click edit. And on the left, I'm going to click that square button, and that's going to let me crop. I'm going to crop out a little bit of the bottom. And then if you look on the right, when you're in crop, you can kind of move your picture, different angles and stuff. But I'm going to keep mine at 0. And then I am going to go back in to change the color, the filter. So if you go down all these, you can see the different filter choices. And you can even do black and white if you want. When you do black and white on your iPad, you can actually change and have a little less black and white. You can even add some color to it, so it starts to add color. So if it's black and white, you can add a little bit of color. This one, when you're in these filters, if you use the sidebar over there to change it, you can get more of that yellow tone from it, more of the original color, because there's a lot of yellow going on in my picture. This one is too warm for me. It's a very warm picture because the yellow is very warm and the table is very warm color. It's like an orangey brown. So choose which one you like the best. And I'm going to choose, I really like Vivid Cool and Dramatic, but I'm gonna stick with Vivid Cool. I think it gives it almost like a vintagey feel. So that's the original. And here's Vivid Cool. And you can change up the colors from here by clicking on that little, it looks like a little watch on the left side. And then this is the auto filter, so it will do it automatically. But I'm gonna show you some different ones. I'm gonna leave it at 0. That little circle right there is 0. And then you can see if you move the bar up and down, it'll change it. Brilliance, I really like the dark mood of on Brilliance, but I'm going to again leave it at 0. I'm just kind of showing you. Highlights, it'll make it brighter in some areas. Shadows are really going to bring out those shadowy, those dark tones. You can see it a lot in the avocado. Contrast, you're going to really blow the picture out with the contrast, so be careful with that one. Brightness, you can make it really bright and you can make it kind of dark. I like the real dark look. Black point is going to get all those black points and show them if you go higher. That one's going to create more of that yellow color in there. Vibrance, you can see the fuzzy on the flower when you do that. The warmth is again going to make it either very, very warm with all those yellows or very, very cool. Tint, you can see it blue, more of a blue or more of a reddish. Sharpness, you can really see that sharpness on the flowers. See the fuzzy on the flower. Again, I'm leaving all mine at 0 for now, just so you can see what I'm doing. Definition is really, that one actually really makes the flowers pop and almost looks really sharp. This one's going to make it look really blurry in certain areas. And a vignette, you can either do black around the edge if you go to 100 or negative 100 and it'll make it a little white around the edge. I'm gonna leave it, like I said, at 0. I'm going to see what I'm doing right now is kind of playing with the different ones to see what color I want mine to be at. I kind of like mine a lot, so I'm not going to, I like the filter I chose, so I'm not really going to mess with a lot of the other stuff. I'm just going to kind of play with it and see where I like it. So I'm in the Brilliance right now. And I'm gonna look in the highlights and see what I like. It's a little too yellow for me. I went back to the Brilliance at 0. I just thought like I really liked the way mine came out, so I'm kind of not messing with it too much. So you can see here I'm adding a little bit more darkness. And when you're done, you like it, click done, and there is your photo. And it's in my photos. And that's what it looks like, and that's the new one. So here is mine, and I really hope you guys like it. Have fun and enjoy.
Now that you saw my 2 examples and you saw other examples that I got from the internet, you guys can get started. Remember, you can use anything that you want to use. The photography is pretty cool if you want to take a stab at that, but you can also do a drawing or a painting if you like. You can even take this outside and set up your items outside. Maybe you want to take a picture of your toys outside sitting on the grass. That's fine too. Make sure you're looking at the lighting and the angles and play with the camera before you take that picture, okay? Take a few so you can get the one that you like the best. And then you can also draw a sidewalk chalk drawing too. You can set up your toys or something simple outside and draw it with chalk. It's whatever you want to make is fine. Don't forget to upload it onto Google Classroom. Oh, and don't forget to do the read aloud. It's called Fruit Bowl by Mark Hoffman, and it's a really cute book about some fruits and vegetables. So check that out too, all right guys? You guys have fun. I have one more week with you guys. I miss you. Have fun with this one. It's a new one, all right? Here's my examples again. Bye.